every moment that I'm not learning how to code and learning how to be a friggin' nerd, I live and breathe music. It's my passion.
So why is it that you're in coding?
Because I also am deeply interested in education. I robbed myself in high school. I did a whole lot of skipping and a whole lot of smoking weed and being a teenager, which was fun but very dumb. And I missed out on the chance of learning a lot of things, and I didn't realize the value of education until now. And then, so I think for now it's about self-improvement, and also I'd love to learn. I love to know things.
Yeah, but couldn't you learn like through a music program?
But anything that you can learn in a music program, like I'm already learning by myself. Like I'm studying the music production, I'm studying the music theory, and I do have some music courses that I've managed to fit in around the degree.
But couldn't you make the same argument the other way around? Like any coding that you're learning now, you could do on your own?
I would say 100% you could. But the difference is that coding isn't my passion, so I would need the push of a teacher, of a mentor. Whereas music, I don't need. I would almost prefer not to have anybody to tell me what to do. I'm self-taught in everything I do, and approaching it that way makes it so that when I create music, it's untainted by any rules or any guidelines. Every time I think of a rule, every time I stumble upon a rule that I'm learning, for example, you should have an 8-bar progression. Why should I have an 8-bar progression? I don't need to do that. I'll instantly think about what the rule is and then disregard it, because the fact of the matter is that there is no rules.
Yeah, and you don't even think outside the box. You're just in a different you're in a different realm altogether.
Exactly, right? So, and of course, like, it's still useful to know the rules, but it's
kind of useful to not know them as well,
right? So like I remember I've done things where someone's like, that's such a cool sound, like how do you do that? And I was like, oh, I put reverb on this thing here, and they're like, that I would never do that, that makes no sense. And I was like, yeah, well, I did. It sounds fucking great. So what am I so, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, that's how innovation happens in lots of fields, right? Like, for whatever reason, I'm thinking of boxing right now. But for the longest time, like, boxers used to box like with their arms at at their waist, basically, punching up.
Good old fashioned, like.
Yeah. So if you've seen the memes of the strongman or whatever, like that's what a boxer would have looked like back in the day. But they don't do that anymore. And someone along the way should have been like, "Oh, what? You're supposed to box from your hip? Fuck that shit! I'm not doing that."
Yeah, actually, I don't like this.
Yeah, and that only happens if you say if you just disregard the rules, right?
Yeah.
Or the norms, I guess.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I also think that the reason why I'm going to school for coding is because, well, one, music is music. Anytime that you pursue music as a career, people instantly put it like this stigma around it, like, oh, you're a musician. Like, oh, okay, I see you. Like, you've accepted the fact you're not going to make money. That's fine. Like, you know what I mean? And it's an understandable stereotype that musicians tend to get grouped into. But I want to make sure that I'm successful in all fields, and doing so doesn't mean that I only pursue my one passion. You know what I mean? It branches out. I don't know all the things that I love. Well, I found out this year that I fucking love philosophy, man. Like, philosophy is the coolest thing ever, and I've never studied it before. And the only reason that I'm learning about it now is because I have this semester where last semester I did my course selection late, so I had to do all of my compulsory credits in one semester.
Right.
That means this semester is all my electives.
Okay.
So I got to just choose a bunch of random things that I wanted to learn about. So
you took philosophy, and you're like, oh man, this is
philosophy, astronomy, musical composition, and then I have a coding course.
Interesting.
And I thought, I was like, astronomy is gonna be the coolest thing in the world. Like, it's learning about stars. What could be cooler than learning about space? Not even close. Like, I love philosophy so much more, and stumbling upon these passions and these things that are enriching in character building are opportunities I wouldn't have had if I strictly only pursued the one thing that I knew that I loved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the reason I asked is I have a friend who's basically in a very identical boat to you. So we went to high school together, and this guy was probably the most advanced musician at our high school, or the one that was clearly most passionate about it.
Yes, 100%.
And we both actually moved to Waterloo together. Well, not together, but both of us went to Waterloo
100%.
for school. And he actually also went into like CS, the coding. And the whole time, I'm like, dude, why are you doing this? Like, we all know that you're like into music and all that. And
music's
apparently,
in your blood, man.
exactly. But his reason was like his parents wouldn't let him. Like, oh no, you're not gonna be that like bum doing music or whatever. So yeah, for the longest time he was doing that, and I'm pretty sure there came a point. I'm not certain of this. So if he's watching, you know, don't. But I'm pretty sure he dropped out of the CS program eventually.
And
I don't know if he went into music or not after that. But what I do know is now you see him on Instagram and on Facebook, he's just constantly posting different bits of music that he's produced.
doing what he loves.
And you can tell on his face that he's jolly. He's a
happy
jolly
guy, right?
character.
And see, that's the one. I think it's about the mindset that I'm entering it with, is because I'm well aware of the fact that I might not graduate with a degree in comp sci.
Right.
And I don't care. Like it's.
You're just there for the
me.
ride.
Exactly, right? For me, it's about finding the things that I love, and also about self-enrichment.
Yeah, that's
and
legit, man. Like, you wouldn't have known about this
degree,
philosophy thing, right? And now
right?
it's probably
And
going to carry you through the rest of your life.
The degree
perhaps.
to me is irrelevant. I'm not looking for the career. I'm not looking for the certification. I'm looking for the
experience.
Exactly, right? And
Powerful.
honestly, if it gets to my third year of schooling and I hate it, I'm gonna just stop. Like, it's that straightforward.
Well, the only real problem becomes like you've now invested a lot of money.
100%,
right?
but
So,
it's not wasted money. You know, I would argue
true.
that I've invested that money into myself and into my own self improvement, and
right.
I'm confident in the fact that I'd be able to pay back those debts. I am financially responsible, and I'm also self-aware enough to make sure I don't dig myself too deep. But yeah, I'm very confident. It's also going to school's giving me the opportunity to do like exchanges and traveling and stuff that I wouldn't do otherwise.
Right.
And I honestly view it as a necessary investment in me becoming a true responsible adult, especially given the fact that I blew education in high school. Like, the fact that I disregarded it, I feel like in order to develop my character to the point of where I am proud of the things that I'm doing, I need to kind of show myself that I can do it. You know what I mean? If I make it to my third year, I'm laughing, bro. Like, I'll hop out of there and skip out of the hallways without caring about the money that's over my head. Like, I'll be glad.
So, like, quick questions. If you blew your high school so hard, how did you get into CS?
I was super smart. I was very lucky.
Okay.
I would sleep through all the classes and then wake up and do well on the tests. So I had okay marks.
Yeah. So
but
you didn't blow it completely. You just...
Not completely, but I definitely didn't do anywhere near my potential.
Right.
I also had to apply to a general mathematics program, and then through that take specific courses
to get to where you are now.
To be able to transfer my degree to computer science. So like I took a really weird route to get there.
Yeah.
But I knew that I wanted to eventually do computer science, so I was like, I'll hop into school and then I'll find it out when I get there, and it's been working out for me.
Okay. Well, good stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
so
a lot
much,
for
man.
sharing.
This was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
Dude.